이쪽으로 못 넘어가시고 동초소 민간인 통제 구역이에요.
Finally, the last moment of my 13-year bicycle world tour has arrived. Bicycle tour started in the US on 1st September 2011. I traveled through 6 continents: North America, Latin America, Africa, Europe, Middle East, Central Asia, Southeast Asia, Oceania. After that, I came back home and I cycled around my own country. I was thinking about how to end my world tour. In the beginning, I dreamed of returning to South Korea through North Korea. Even after 13 years, it is still impossible. Even though I saw Baekdusan and Halasan, Korea's secret mountains, I was still sad, so I decided to host DMZ Peace Bicycle World Tour. After miraculously seeing Dokdo in one day, I returned to mainland right away. I had to arrive in Goseong in 2 days for the group tour. But as I returned, my flat tire was waiting for me. I fixed it under the heat and started riding my bike at sunset. Since there wasn't much time, I kept moving even at night. I passed East Sea summer vacation lights and dark road repeatedly until 12 a.m. I was so tired that I saw a deck on the side of the road, so I pitched a tent and slept. I woke up in the quiet dawn and got ready to leave at peaceful morning. The last day of my slow bicycle tour followed the beautiful East Sea Road. The most enjoyable time during the bicycle tour, that is having lunch at a local restaurant. I finally started seeing my destination on the sign. In the evening, I saw that my bag was badly torn. I've used the bag for over 12 years, so I think it's holding up well. I repaired it with tape, and I hope it lasts just one more week. The first day of DMZ Peace Bicycle Tour has finally dawned. Total 8 days from Monday to Sunday, starting with a small group and more people on the weekend. The first stop of DMZ Bicycle Peace Tour is a visit to Unification Observatory. There are 2 people coming by car, and we took one of their car. Visiting by bicycle is prohibited there. It was a meaningful start as we can see the history of division at a glance. More than anything, looking at the North Korea in the distance, I could feel the reality of the division. There was a special guest on the first day, Nikkei. He had uploaded the videos on YouTube about cycling in Korea by bicycle, and I met him by chance. After saying goodbye to him, we started climbing the mountain to go to the DMZ line. 백두대간 진부령 was quite difficult, but we slowly made it to the top. After that, we met the others that went by car first, and we ate the local food for the dinner. The next morning of DMZ Peace Tour, we started lightly with the ramen. I cycled with Jae in Jeju Island and Galchi village. She joined on this trip as well. Her friend also joined. Surprisingly, I met him in Central Asia 8 years ago briefly. Isn't it amazing how we randomly meet again? He joined us in a wonderful camper van, and it was so helpful for backup. For the second day, we kept seeing military vehicles and we even started hearing gunshots. 근데 여기는 진짜 테마가 딱 정해져 있어요. 평화공원. 모든 게 평화와 관련돼 있지만 군부대는 계속 있는 거. 군대가 지켜줘야지 평화가 지켜지는 거겠죠? I could feel that I'm near the DMZ. There are many beautiful scenery, so we stopped to look around often. He's greeted very politely but cheerfully, which gave us a lot of strength. 안녕. 14% slope. I wanted to invite many people to DMZ Peace Bicycle Tour, but there are very steep slopes every day, so it was not easy for people to join. Taegyu, who was riding with me, reached the top first.
길이 거의 슈는선에 제일 가까운 길이에요 지금. 여기도 그날 우리 여기 길 끝까지 간 거거든요. 거의 다 왔죠 여기.
After fighting the heat for a while, someone was clapping and welcoming me at the sunset. He said he watched my YouTube a few days ago. He told me in detail about this area as it's his hometown.
저희 어렸을 때는 막 대남 방송 막 해낸 걸
그냥 다 이제 듣고 있잖아요. 남한 쪽에서 남한 비방하고 뭐 막 그런 방송
그게 들려요?
그냥 이제 막 들렸죠.
요즘엔 안 해요?
지금 말이죠. 서도 막 계속 안 하기로 했다가 지금은 괜찮은데 지금 안 해요. 그래서 밤에 보면 저 능선은 다 불이 다 켜져 있어요. 그래서
이 산 자체가 거의 경계라고
그렇죠,
되는
그렇죠.
거네요.
산으로 나눠져 있는 거네. 이 산을 넘으면 우리 한반도의 반을 보는 거네요.
그렇죠, 그렇죠. 그리고 안 보여서 그렇지 가깝게는 굉장히 서로 뭐 대화가 된다.
To see the basin, we had to take the side road. But since we didn't have time to have sunset, we went through the tunnel. We made a reservation at a nice campsite run by the village, and we met the others that arrived first.
축하해요. 힘들었어요?
재밌었어요.
오늘 되게 좋았어.
We had a grilled pork belly, and we spent the second night comfortably deep in the mountains. The third day has dawned. We had breakfast together. Jay, who had a knee injury, is cycling with us. The scenery today was amazing. The stream water was so clear and clean. For the past 13 years, I cycled without set schedule. But this time, since it was group ride, I set where to sleep, the elevation, distance for the week. Distance was a little shorter today, but we still had to climb 2 mountains. There was very narrow tunnel, but since it was empty, we safely passed it with a haze truck as a guide. 고생했어요. We pitched our tent at the campsite in front of a peace dam. We are all tired because we had been on the mountains all the time, but it was nice to have dinner together every night. Since there were no village light around, we ended the day looking at the night sky together. The first day has started. There are 3 days left until the end of my 13-year world tour. Taegu, who I rode with, had another schedule, so I say goodbye. As soon as we started, a huge uphill slope appeared. Fortunately, there's no vehicle, so we cycled in a zigzag. This was the hardest uphill slope during this DMZ trip. I felt it never ended. It was so hard that we took a long break in the middle. A supermarket appeared, but it was closed. We ran out of food, so I had to drive Palak deep in Australian Vegemite. Bicycle trips often go back and forth between extremes. The extreme slope lasted for over 3 hours, and the heat continued. The restaurant was closed, and we ran out of snacks. No choice but to keep riding. We came across a rest stop by chance. Then it turned out to be a great restaurant. What a day! The tunnel that came out after that was really cool, fun, and great. 세북단 최고봉 최장 터널이면 DMZ에 특별한 게 많네요. We came down from the mountain after fun downhill. It's been a while since I've enjoyed the flat road. After another mountain hill, today's done. Until this point, it was so peaceful and enjoyable. So I never expect something would trigger my mental breakdown that afternoon. 이거 약간 군시설 같아요. 느꼈어요? 매번 이거 있는 거?
네, 근데 다 이렇게 예쁘게 안 해놨던데.
여기만 이게 원래 군시설인데 여기서 바꾼 것 같아요. 뭔가 아기자기하게.
예쁘게.
We sweated a lot, so we took a short break, and the owner told us something shocking.
지금 가시고자 하는 길이 다 양쪽 다 부대라고.
아,
우측 다.
군인 마을 다.
군인 부대들이 있어.
아,
근데 거기서 여기 있었는데 이제 민간인들 좀 사니까 저기 올라가면 산지도 거기서부터는 우리도 지나가는 길이라고 그러면 시큰 좀다 줘야 하고 전화번호 접고 밑둥서는 사실 텔레비 아침에 나오는 뭐 판문점에 있는 대성인가 거기하고 비슷하다고 보시면 밑둥서는 어차피 다 똑같은 통계선 민간인 통계선이니까 보고 넘어가시면 8km? 지나가면 이제 동네 또 천원 마술이 나오고 여기다 민간인도 나오고
He said we can't pass civilian control line by bicycle. 아니 근데 왜 안 되는데 이걸 보여줬지 카카오에서? 그래서 이거 병로를 제가 생각해서 한 게 아니라 다른 사람 거 참고도 했거든요. DMZ 평화 자전거 여행이 일반 여행은 아니죠, 그죠? 그린차들 엄청 지나다니고. Since I lived near Seoul always, It's my first time to come up here, so I didn't know CCL details. Other parts of South Korea are nothing like this. We don't see military bases or vehicle like this every day. It was a strange atmosphere. We came deep into mountains, so it will take time to go back to Junction. Since the Kakao map showed me that I can pass here, we'll go up a little more.
어디다 가요?
아, 저희 지금 늦어서 가야 돼서요.
아니요, 여기 7시까지, 9시까지 통과요.
아니요, 지금 가야.
충분하다고.
근데 저희 늦어서.
아니, 저기 하나 더 가져올게. 요 빼. 내가 올라오다 봤어, 저기.
그래.
여기 갔다 오다가.
감사합니다. 감사합니다. 네, 감사합니다. 잘 먹겠습니다.
할머니 농사 진 거요.
감사합니다. 잘 먹겠습니다. 저희 지나갈 수 있어요, 여기?
네.
다행이다. 네?
감사합니다.
감사합니다.
네, 다음에 감사합니다.
어디다 가요?
잘 먹겠습니다. 제가 왜 강원도에 막 이렇게 좋아하는지 아시겠죠?
진짜 우리 할머니인 줄 알았어.
I felt relieved when he said we could pass by before 9 o'clock. Someone passing by bicycle, I waved my hand to ask him about this area. It turns out he was a soldier, so I could get accurate information.
제가 여기 근무하고 있어서
근무하세요?
네.
군인분이신.
네네네. 그래서 이쪽으로 못 넘어가시고 민통초소 민간인 통제구역이에요. 그래서 민간인 통제구역이라서 그 일반 차량들은 지나가긴 하는데
차량들이 지나가요?
네, 차량들은 지나가는데 그 차량들이 정차를 하지 않고 중간에 멈추지 않는 상태에서 그냥 그 민통초소까지 가게 돼 있죠.
After listening to us, thankfully he gave us a ride to the campsite. As the host, I felt sorry for not knowing the way properly. Strangely, whenever I tried to promote peace between South and North Korea, something happened and it traumatized me. Those memories came back, so I fell asleep after crying a lot in my tent. If I hadn't dreamed of coming back home to North Korea, I could have finished my world tour in 8 years and settled down. But I couldn't give up on that dream, so it stretched out to 5 years more. Now I felt pressure to settle down in my mid-late 30s. I wonder why I couldn't give up on all this time. Why on the earth do I have to get hurt when talking about peace? A weak person like me shouldn't talk about peace? And these dreams about peace, I wonder, is like foolish moths that jump into a fire, hurting themselves at the end. I had a difficult night with all this stuff tangled up. Next morning in my tent, when I heard people talking, I decided to stay strong until the end, as I couldn't let it fall apart like this. Jay, who had a knee injury, is resting today, and 2 new people have joined. When I got on my bicycle, I felt better, as if nothing had happened. During my 13 years world tour, there were ups and downs, but my travel kept going on. On the way, we stopped by historic Labor Party headquarters, built in 1946 by communists and was on a famous music video. It was under construction. It was sad to see that it said over 690,000 hours passed since the division. Finally, I learned this building that I kept seeing on DMZ tour. 여기에 이제 폭탄을 넣으면 쓰러져서 길을 막는 거예요?
네.
그래서 우리가 시간을 버는 거죠, 적군이 오기 전에.
탱크 같은 거 못 지나가.
이거를 계속 봤었거든요. 근데 어느 지역에서는 이걸 굉장히 예쁘게 꾸며놨어요. 막 로봇 알록달록. There are mine signs and barbed wire along the bike lanes. The sky was really clear today. Above all, the road was nicely flat. Today is the last day of using tent I've used for 10 years. When I started my world trip in 2011, I bought a tent for $70. I used it in North America, Latin America, Africa, and Europe for 3 years. German friend gave me his old tent after he bought a new tent. So I used that tent for almost 10 years. The poles broke or were lost, so I made new ones several times. I kept repairing torn tents here and there. When it rained hard, the tent would leak water. I'm so glad that I ended up finishing world tour with this tent. We are all so tired that we had the delivery food. After that, we spent the night chatting. The next morning, it was finally the last day of cycling. This day has finally come. There are 4 Shelley travel bikes. I traveled the world with one Shelley bike for 13 years, so I'm happy to see other Shelley. I always recommend people to ride my bike with my luggage if they want. But today's the last day of doing that, sadly. Today is a Saturday, so 12 people leave and more people are joining as well. There's a bike path to today's final destination, so we are trying to follow that path. But the path is very confusing and there are several unpaved roads. Something always breaks down on the road. Then I either fix it temporarily on the road and fix it properly later. But now I don't need to worry about it. Today, steep road kept coming out. I experienced something for the first time on the last day. I gained wings on the road. Another extremely steep dirt road appeared on the bike path. I changed my bike. 세계 정보가 생겼어요. 로드. 감사합니다.
로드 체험 어떠셨어요?
로드도 힘든데요? 제가 좀 한쪽 도와드릴까요?
와.
저도 도움 받아서.
감사합니다. 와. 세상에 너무 빨라요.
그죠?
전기자전거인데.
아, 이거 저기야. We crossed the rice field in the late afternoon when the shadows were getting longer. It will be remembered as one of the most beautiful scenes in DMGP's bike world tour. It was an even brighter moment vibing together. I will finish my world tour tomorrow at DMZ Forest, but I can't cycle there as a civilian control line. It was sad, so we'll cycle to the Unification Bridge. Suddenly, one of the members started to cycle so fast, so I shouted to stop him. 진정하세요, 진정! 가지 마! 죄송해요. I realized this person was wearing a similar t-shirt to one of us. I wonder how absurd it must have been for him, so I burst out laughing as embarrassing.
누군지 알고.
엄마님인 줄 알고. Again, the road was blocked, but I'm thankful that we are together and love like this. I hope that someday this road will open so that we can all go out into the world together. We got close to accommodation, but there was an uphill climb at the even last moment. Today was the last day of my 13-year world tour, and it was quite a long day. But I was happy that I could ride a bike together.
다리 딸린 다리 순간 더 이상 자전거 표도 안 되네. 다리 착륙.
내렸어.
끝. 오늘 진짜 힘들었어요.
CEO Emilio of DMZ Forest, which will be the last place of my world tour tomorrow, joined us for dinner. I'm so grateful that I could finish the last night of my world tour with laughing.
뭐예요?
고생하셨습니다. 13년.
아 진짜? 와. 소감? 무사히 살아서 이렇게 여러분들을 만나서 기쁩니다. 감사합니다.
예. 수고 많으셨습니다. 불 끄세요.
와. 너 감동인데? 감사합니다. 축하해요. 소감이 너무 단순했다. 생각을 못했어요. 이렇게 할 거라고. 감사합니다.
Today is the last day of my world tour. More people participate on the last day. We are going to go to DMZ Forest and I'll finish my world tour there. DMZ Forest operates agriculture and cultural space within civilian control line. CEO Emilio invited me especially to support my trip. You cannot enter the CCL on a bicycle. Pre-registered vehicles are allowed, so we all move by car. After the unification bridge, North Korea capital Pyongyang 208 km, Kaesong 21 km. While traveling 6 continents, I went to Africa, Latin America, remote areas like deserts on 2 wheels. The only place I couldn't go was the half of the Korean peninsula where I was born. This must be the biggest regret of my world tour. When I entered the DMZ forest, I saw wonderful space. I cried when I was blocked by CCL on this DMZ peace tour. But CEO Im Mi-ryo went to inside of CCL and lead the agriculture and cultural space. I felt more than respect. The reason I'm ending my world tour at the DMZ is, if we are unified someday and the road opens, I want to finish my world tour by cycle half of the Korean peninsula that I couldn't go to. If we are still divided and blocked during my lifetime, I will never be able to finish my world tour. I want to talk briefly about person I met on the road and end my last vlog of my 13-year bicycle world tour. I met a Pakistani who was studying medicine in France. He said that he usually returned to his home country to work as a doctor. At that time, there were many terrorist attacks in Pakistan. So I asked him, will things change if you return to home country? He answered, of course not, but think about a baby. Can a baby to run right after being born? They will crawl, then walk, then run. My thoughts have changed since then. The world doesn't change all at once, but it changes step by step. Someone has to take the first step, and someone will take the second step based on that, and someone will run based on that. So rather than feeling sad that I only took the first step, I should have hope that someone will run based on me. Although my 13-year journey didn't bring any change on the Korean peninsula, I believe if someone can fulfill my dream and bring peace to Korean peninsula, my world travel can come to end. I earnestly hope that one day I can truly end this journey. Now I'm going to move on the second chapter of my life. I don't know what it will be. I'm going to go steadily as I've always done, although I'm scared, with curiosity and passion like I had on my world tour. I sincerely thank everyone who has been with me. I'm truly grateful and thankful that I can finish my journey alive safely.
DMZ 평화 자전거 여행으로서 이렇게 저희가 함께 했는데 어떠셨어요?
군부대를 계속 마주치고 분단의 현실, 평화, 군대 이야기 이런 것들을 자연스럽게 계속 상기하면서 다닐 수밖에 없는 것 같아요.
최전방까지는 한 번도 안 봤어요.
어떠세요, 느낌이?
일단은 딱 왔을 때 느낌이 군부대가 너무 많으니까 일단 위압감이 딱 들더라고요. 자전거 여행을 하는 건데 이 여행을 전쟁 중인 국가에서 하고 있다는 이 어떤 괴리감? 이런 것도 크게 느껴졌던 것 같아요.
너무 아름다운 자연임에도 불구하고 여기 사람들이 없는 거예요. 남각이 하나가 된다면 이 좋은 아름다운 강원도 더 구경하고 더 많은 사람들이 찾아볼 수 있지 않을까.
무게를 10km 어플 3시간 오를 때 그때 너무 힘들었는데 많이 울컥울컥했어요. 같이 하면서. 그때 진짜 포기하고 싶을 때 많았는데 이거 그냥 묵묵히 계속 하시는 거 보고 많이 배웠고. 왜 울컥하지? 그리고 그냥 이게 끝이 아니라 계속 안아주고 싶어요.
우리 진님도 그렇고 DMZ 숙 임미려 대표도 그렇고 남들이 가지 않은 길을 스스로 개척해서 이렇게 삶을 살아가는 거에 대해서 굉장히 부럽습니다.
어쨌든 마지막 마무리로 DMZ 안으로 들어가는 거는 되게 신기한 발상이었던 것 같아요.
독특하게 끝냈죠?
네, 어쨌든 여행의 끝을 딱 정해서 행사로 하는 것도 그랬고 보통은 이제 저희 같이 이제 관찰자로 있는 사람들은 그 끝을 이제 끝이 났다니 끝이 났구나 이렇게 하는데 그게 불러주신 것도 되게 신기했고 들어가 보니까 그냥 똑같이 뭐 파주잖아요 거기도.
그죠.
평소에 통일에 대해서 크게 생각을 못하고 살았는데 오늘 강의 중에 막 울컥울컥 하시는 모습을 보면서 와 진짜 우리 분단 국가구나 라는 게 너무 더 체감이 됐던 것 같고 인생은 모르는 거다.
아,
한번
인생은-
해보는 거다.
인생은 모르는 거다. 한번 해봅시다. 화이팅!
파이팅!
우리 다음에 또 이거 1회예요. 1회. 우리
저는
2회
2회, 3회 계속 됐습니다.
아, DMZ 평화 자전거여행 2회 때
네네네.
꼭 와주세요. 다음에 또 뵙겠습니다. 2회 때 봬요. 2회 때. 9월 1일 무조건 9월 1일 비워두세요 매년.